All right, let's do it again. I was talking for like six minutes before I realized I wasn't running. We're back again. This is Doc from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Another fun-filled day. Some numbers came out again today. Nothing too explosive. Let's just take a look at the stock indices. Yeah, you can see that they've rallied since the news came out. Where was it at? Scroll back. This is S&P 500, so it gives you a little flavor of it. The news came out of some employment numbers and some retail sales. They kind of, I guess after a nice little pop of about 8 or 9 points, they came down, tested it at 50 percentile, maybe 3/4, 2/3 percentile, moved back up, and they're up again. It's just a little action of the day. They're trying. You can see Bitcoin over here up $155, $155. You see even the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up again. As we talked. Because of the interest rate move, I understand that interest rates moved higher from the news. So you can see here the Tech 100. Oh, you can't see that. Let's try that again. You can see the Tech 100 right there is minus 37.75. So let's see. I don't see the chat line, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Let me check Robin, see if he's hearing me. Let's see. There we are. So, at this point in time, I'm not sure if you're hearing me or not. We'll check and see. Can you try tuning in, see if you can hear me now? Cool. Yeah, so we'll see in a few seconds if you can hear me or not hear me. I don't see a chat line, that's the problem. So I'm not able to...
Sometimes the chat line disappears. I don't see a chat line, that's the problem. I hear you.
Oh, you do hear me? Okay, good.
Yeah, and Ugartha's in there.
Okay, there we go. Well, I'll tell you what, if you... I'm not seeing the chat line. Let me see if I can get it again. Let's try this. Maybe I just had to do that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not seeing the chat line.
All right. If you say, what you do is just text over to me through FB.
There's 3 dots at the top where it says top chat. I wonder what those do.
Huh.
That's not it. What you do is just text. There is a way to get that up there.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do that right now.
Let me fool around with it while you're...
Hold 1 second. I'll tell you in a second. I'm just reopening it. What I did is I did the classic. Close it and reopen it again. When in doubt, do that.
On the lower right-hand side on my screen, there's a hide chat thing. That might say show chatters.
Oh, there it is. It's up now. I'm good.
Okay.
Alrighty. Thank you, Robin. Okay, we're back, and I see 47. Hey, 47. Good morning, afternoon, and evening. We're getting a little organized around here. A little sloppy today. That happens every so often. And what we're seeing here is... what else are we seeing here? Let's go take a look at some of the things you like to see. As you can see right here, the S&P 500 is up. Now it's down 5 points. Was it down 3 before? Or up? I thought it was up 3. No. Must have been only down 3. That's what it was. And so they're putting a little more pressure back onto it again. And let's take a look at the daily. And we have over on J4X, we have the dollar index going right there. Let's just make that a little bit louder like that. You can see it's been moving up for the last couple of days. And let's give you the S&P 500 right there. You can see it's kind of down a little bit like we just showed you. And we're still in that weekly. And then let's go over to see the Nikkei. Right there. And that's still in its sell going on. And today is Thursday, and they're still keeping that pressure on it. It's in the daily sell for 3 days right there. There we go. And what else else can we say about any of this stuff? I guess that's about it at the moment. So the pressure, again, it's the politics, banzai, konnichiwa. Was it what's that other one I was thinking just now? It'll come back to me. So yep, that's the action we're seeing there. Let's drift over to the dollar index again. Right there, there's the dollar index, and you can see just kind of hanging, a little pressure on the upside, but not much. Dollar index in that weekly buy, not really caring about the pressure at all. It just hangs firm, and every buy has been a winner chicken dinner. There was your buy right there. You had an explosion the next day. Just a lot of the same pressure over and over again. We'll see. We are now, basically today is September 15th. Hey Jordan, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And we're in the middle of the month, so that leaves us under 50 days, or right around 50 days to the election. So we have today's the 15th, 15, 30, 45, and election's on the 8th. We're like 51 days away now. We're really starting to come into the meat of it. And the polls are really reflecting it. And give it another 2 or 3 weeks, and the polls, let's see, we'll be into, I guess, give it 5 more weeks, and then the polls will be saying positive things for the Republicans. Now, the polls I follow are already saying positive things, but the national media is still telling us how everybody loves Joe Biden. That's funny just saying that out loud. There we are. Let's jump over to the euro now. And there is the euro. You see it's trying to lift up. We're getting a volatility signal. This weekly really is it just sits there. It just sits down there. It went into the weekly up in here. We've gone down. We've come up a little bit at times. The dailies have definitely protected the shorts. And then this one right there is a really winner chicken dinner, in the sense of it protected the shorts again. And the shorts have been okay, but not anything I would fall in love with. In this case here, that's really stalled. Really stalled. So, coming into, I guess, let's see, Monday will be the 19th or the 20th, something like that. So what happens is that we're really starts to pierce the back end of September. And once we're out of September and into October, that's going to be fascinating. Normally these markets are wild and woolly, and no doubt 2 days ago it was wild and woolly. But then they dropped, as we showed you, they dropped almost 800 points in under a minute. And then from there it was just a few hundred points the rest of the day. Slowly grinding back and forth, nothing major. And so as long as we see that type of action, it just tells me that they're done. Yesterday I didn't want to say they're done. Today I feel like they're probably done. They're probably going to find some type of bottoms or do something of that nature. They'll just probably do something like that at this point. Maybe next week we start to see the euro get into a buy, because the same reason I think metals will go up going into late September or October, or the election area target, is because we really think that interest rates are going to start to roll over. In other words, policy, once we know that, confirm that the policy changes can happen, then the markets, as usual, buy the rumor and sell the news. So what they'll do is they'll start anticipating that interest rates are going to be dropping. They're going to be anticipating these policies that have been damaging the economy and the political universe outside the United States. Like imagine we'll be able to sell natural gas to Europe. That would be really nice. We could cut the prices by 50% easily. So if not even greater. I mean, selling it at right now we're trading at $8 a cubic foot area, and can you imagine if Europe is only seeing, say, 10 or 12 or $14 a cubic foot compared to like $30 right now. So that's when we start to expect to see the market start to, the metals markets and everything else start to straighten out more in a more positive way. All right, from there, let's go over to the cable. And we'll take a look at that at the same time. And just on the closing, we'll show you the euro against the dollar, the euro dollar pairs trade right there on J4X, just to give you a flavor of it. And showing that same pressure for the last couple of days with the 3 red hinky ASCIIs and the green line below the yellow dashed line. Hey, hey, I'm a monkey. I'm just monkeying around. Just answering you, Jordan, there. Hey, hey. That was one of my favorite little TV shows back in yesteryear. The Monkeys. And there's cable. Cable's looking basically the same way the euro is. And the weekly so buried, you got to wonder, when is it going to turn up and do that, you know? Why won't you turn up and do that? I guess, you know, the energy costs, you see those numbers, what they're talking about is really punishing. It's a very strange world when they keep on thinking that they can change the laws of physics for some religious philosophical point of view. That's the only way I can really describe it. It's almost like it's more like a religious thing. You know, the way they talk about the climate and the way the Earth works. And you know what's really odd is that they cut the sun out. The sun, there is no math adding the events that what the sun does every day to the Earth. So in other words, climate change is governed by only the Earth. It's kind of like pre-Galilean. That's what it really is. It's really pre-Galilean. In other words, Earth is the center of the universe. And nothing has an effect but that. That's why I say it's kind of religious. Because they've kind of fallen back to pre-Galileo, before he was saying, hey, guess what? We all orbit the sun. And the people in the climate arena, you know, the people like John Kerry and all these other people that are talking about climate change and so forth, really believe that the sun has no effect on the Earth whatsoever. It's like we are the center of the solar system. Hence, I always say, you know, let's save the solar system. Let's save the solar system. So, all right. From there, we go over to, and it's all these products are down because of the energy sector. I mean, to a great extent, that's what it is. It's all got to do with the energy. It's the policies that are doing this to the general population there. There is the Swiss up on J4X. You see, it's trading a bit down today, which is kind of interesting. Let's see if we can find it. Where are you hiding? There it is, right there. You can see that. Still in a buy. Still in a weekly buy, but it is nice to see. Oop. No. What did I do? I pushed the button in the wrong place. There we go. So, there we go. So that's really where we're at the moment. You can see that the currencies are gaining a little bit, even with interest rates rising here in the States this morning. Let's just show you oh, I saw, what did I see? The 2-year was trading at 3.80. Now here's the 30-year. Just pretty much up a tick or two now. But it was down as we widen this out. You can see interest rates made, I guess you could say, new lows right there. Went down to 131.930 seconds. And last time we were down, it was 15. Right there, 15.30 seconds. So, when's the last time we saw it down that low? Let's double check that again. 32. I don't see anything. Oh, maybe this one right there? Yeah. Back in June, during that massive panic of the stock market. And here it is right there. It'll just show it to you. That slam they did in June, right there. Notice we're nowhere near there now. All right. From the Swiss, we jump over to the Turkish lira. Let's see what they're doing with that today. There is the dollar Turkish lira. Excuse me. And you see that it's kind of inching its way up, pushing on its way up. It just keeps on doing that. Keeps on finding ways to go higher. Let's see where it's right there. And you see it's at all-time highs. I think it is. Is that a higher? Yep, made a new all-time high today. And it doesn't seem to want to look back. In other words, it just keeps on finding ways to go higher. It's in a third day in a buy right there. It's still in a weekly buy since February. So that is what it is. Now we jump over to Euro Turkish lira right there. Let's put that up on the screen. Right there. And it's been in a sell for a couple of days there. You can see same thing here. We went into the sell. All this stuff looks the same. That's the amazing part. They all have the same type of patterns. Doesn't matter what it is. Bonds, well, not as bonds as much. They were gliding down to begin with. But the stocks, the metals, everything has that same flavor to it. The charts all look the same. And so you can see here, this is interesting. We are flirting with the daily sell. I'm sorry, weekly sell. Weekly sell. And we are 3 days in a daily sell. So maybe the dollar is going to feel, a little back feed again. In other words, in normal markets, you buy, you sell, you buy, you sell. Money is always moving around. So it is kind of curious, when you see it, the little pop up, but we're in a weekly sell. In this case here, the weekly sell is pushing down. So we'll keep an eye on that. I don't know if we have any. Again, I don't think we're seeing any real movement. I mean, yeah, we had the big 1,000-point drop or $1,200 point in the Dow, but it's more like that type of action. Let's make it so you can see that. It's more like that type of action. I think that's what we're seeing right now. That's what that is right there, except for it played out over a 4-day period. Excuse me. And you can see here, I think it's just going to go sideways and chop for about another 3 or 4 weeks. That is literally, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So 3 4s is 12, and it's like 3 weeks there. And so 3 weeks for us will put us in the middle of, it'll put us into the beginning of October, like October 10th in trading. And so the election will be under under a month, and that should start to jazz this market altogether. We should really start to, or it's going to do the other. It's going to fall asleep. It literally will fall asleep. Now I doubt that. Money is paid to do work, and at least in the States, as I always say, unfortunately, for those hearing me sometimes. What really, in America, buy low, sell high. That's the norm. And in Europe, it's usually buy low, sell lower. And that's and I gotta imagine that people in Europe are getting tired of that after 2008 now. It's been going on since 2008. So at least, as we showed you yesterday, the interest rates are over 1% now in Europe, which is nice when it comes to government bonds. And that's really the whole gist of it all, really, is that you just can't have bond investors not getting any return. That is just not realistic whatsoever. All right, now from there we jump over to the Canadian. And there's the CAD. The CAD, when it's rising like that, usually we're expecting to see oil go down. So let's take a look at oil on J4X. And there's oil. And you see it has been rising, you know. So that is kind of the odd duck, I guess you could say, is that we've been seeing this go on where oil is rising and Canadian is rising, and that's not the norm. Now we go switch that around. Let's go to, there is crude, spot crude, and they are pressuring it down. You can see we sent it out this morning with a red dotted line up in the top, prepping for a daily sell. And that would make sense, but you can see here for the last 5 days it's been going up in value. Not a lot, but just going up in value. And you can see here the last 5 days, you know, from there it went down a little bit, and then you had the bad news about the interest rates right there. That's what that news really was in the end result. It's just a bad news on interest rates. All right, let's put Canadian on there. There it is. See Canadian on J4X with the 3 green hinkies representing the 3 green dots that are there, and you can see this curved up in the buy right there. There we go. Let's see, software update will be installed. Okay, thank you. Yeah, cool. All right, from there, from the CAD, we drift over to the South African Rand right there. You see it's been drifting up on J4X, and we're going to look at gold on Chicago Quant because they like to work together same way. So, you know, gold's going down and South African Rand is going up. There we go. It's going up. And that is the story right there, and that's the way it usually works. And so where we're at this point is, let's do this. Let's put gold on there. There's gold on J4X. You see gold is going down. And then we go over to here and we put in South African Rand, and it's going up. Now we had a volatility signal there. It missed it there. Let's widen this a little bit. Just shows you how right on the edge it just missed getting into a buy off of this big move, and now it's finally getting into the buy right there today. There we are. And that's what it's doing. It's pressing its way up. We are at the top of the range. I think I'm looking to see when's the last time we were down there. I mean up there. So boy, you know, doing the same thing as the metals market. You can see here we are towards the bottom of its range and kind of making almost making new lows. I guess 16 might have been the low there. And let me see if we can come up with something a little bit clearer. South African Rand. Let's put South African Rand back up on J4X and make it the whole page. Yeah, when's the last time we were out that way? Not since August of 2000. We were that high. Wow, there was even higher. And that was November, October. It looks like October. Oh, no, it's April. April of 2019. And that is the action we're seeing on the those products there. Now from that point we go over to, let's see, what do we have over here? Okay, so we go to the gold again. Yeah, look at that. Gold is in the 16s. Okay. So we're really pressuring this thing. Boy, take them down to take them up. And that weekly signal just refuses to let go. I guess that's why we're seeing it over there on the silver. We'll go back to the metals complex and take it apart, but you can see silver is down a little bit, but it's an inside day at this point. Let's do this. Let's go to the yen. We'll finish off the currencies. We just have 2 currencies to finish off, and then we can go over to the metals complex and look at the rest of the action that's going on. And there's the yen right there. And you can see the yen, 3 days in a buy. and 4 weeks now in a weekly buy, and not letting go. It seems like it wants to stay in that situation. Wow, where's the next launch? Can you imagine? I can't even imagine us getting past like 155.60. I mean, I saw a headline yesterday, I think it was, about the Bank of Japan preparing to step in, and I didn't save that. I didn't even look at it. I meant to read it. I just thought it was interesting. I was like, oh yeah, right, okay. But they probably they probably announced, like they always do. They kind of announced where they're going to dig in their heels, and try to protect the currency. But this must make it very tough. All right. From there, we go over to the south of our border, and there is the Mexican peso. It's just kind of cruising at the low end of the range. But it is flirting with the weekly buy, so maybe it's going to close in a weekly buy and lift up, and maybe it'll go to the 50 percentile again. So that's where we are now. We are in that situation where it's kind of hesitating and going nowhere slowly. And we don't even know, what we, I can't even speculate, in my head. I just have to follow the math. But what the election might do to Mexico too. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be very influential if it flies in different directions, the way I think it's going to. A sip of the tea. All right, that completes the currencies, unless someone wants to see something. And let's jump over to, there's silver. And it's flirting with that daily sell. We got a volatility signal going on here. Now, it's not taking out the low here, whereas when we go to gold, gold is taking out that low with no problem. And then we go over to copper. Copper's doing the same story. Pressure on the way down. And it's flirting with the inches away from falling into a weekly sell again. And let's look at platinum. I don't think we looked at it yesterday. Did we? I don't remember. But I'm curious today. There it is right there. Now look at platinum. Lifting up. I'm really thinking that in the next couple of weeks this thing's going to find a way to get into a buy. So this, here it is Thursday. All right, so Monday, we may be flirting with this type of action, and look at that. At the same time, as it's lifting, we are underneath trying to press into the sell again. So I know I use that as a guidepost. If there's anything out there that I trust as a guidepost more than anything else, is that I trust the platinum's action. Platinum can give us really great insight to short-term buying or short-term selling. So here we are looking at gold, trading at, where's it at right now? Let's just throw it up on J4X. Right there, gold trading at 1687. I mean, it's not like 1696 or 1697. They're smackadoodling this poor thing. Okay, now the December contract I have up on the screen instead of spot is at 1696. But that spot you're looking at on Dukascopy, it's right there. I mean, it's being pressured. All right, from there we drift over to the energies. Let's see what the energies are doing today. There is spot oil. Let's put North Sea Brent up right there. Still hanging in the low 90s. Spot here in the States is putting some pressure on. Now this thing disappears on Monday, or I guess Friday will be the last day. So we'll be moving to November on Monday. Monday we'll be looking at the November contract. And let me just show you what the November contract looks like right now. Is that it? No. Right there. There it is. November. See, it's doing the same pressure thing. Trying to get going there. Let's see if we can fix that. It looks a little sloppy. I don't think I've cleaned that up. That's probably the problem right there. See how that goes. All right, let's look at December. That I do keep cleaned up. We have a customer that pays attention to it. There we are. So went into the buy there on Friday. And it's been firm, but today it's doing the same thing as the spot. It's trying to go down. Now I'll have to clean up the November contract over the weekend. And you can see the same thing here. The weekly is right on the edge. Just as the spot. All right, from there we go over to natural gas. There's natural gas. And what you see there is, it gave that pop. Today they're selling it down. That's interesting. It went over $9 yesterday, and today it's dropping. So can you imagine we could sell that to you probably from Europe, to Europe? I don't know, like $12 or $13 or $15 compared to $30. That would make everybody happier in Europe, that's for sure. East and West Europe and South. All right. From there, we take a look at that Spanish gas company. It was in the 26s, which was kind of nice, even with it popping, which was kind of interesting. Still in the 26s. This is some of the lowest we've seen this product in a while. Yeah, look at that. It's really trying to make new lows. It could be anticipating our election situation also. Because once this election's over with, they're going to dig their heels in so hard. Now, no doubt that they get elected in November, the November 8th. And that gives it a month and a half plus to when they can actually do things. But there'll be a lot of pressure there. A lot of pressure. You never know. The rats might just jump off ship. The Democrats some of them might just resign and walk away and not even be there for votes out of nowhere, that type of thing. I'm sure they have jobs all promised, so they'll probably hold the line, but you never know. You never know how bad, depends on how bad the election is for the Democrats. All right, from there, and I think you can say without a doubt at this point, Republicans are taking the House. Now the question just comes down to how many seats. That's it. All right. So that pretty much does us when it comes to the energy side of this situation. Let's jump over and see what the stock market's telling us this morning. We did look at for 47, we were looking at the S&P. You can see they've put pressure on it again. It's heading back down again since we last looked at it. Let's just go to the dailies, the intraday. I'm sorry. Let's look at the intraday there. There's the intraday. And you can see now it's down 15. It was down 3 when we were looking at it. Then it was down 5. Now it's down 15. You can see how we went into the sell right there. Where's it at? Right there. And it went into a buy for 1 bar and back into a sell again and rode that pony all the way down to... Remember, this is a red... Is that a red and a green? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 from the line, dotted line. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this was right there. It was a volatility signal. While it was in the sell from here, you got a volatility signal there, and still gliding down till right there. Yeah, right there. Went into the buy for that. We popped up a couple bars. 2 points, 2.5 points, 3 points, something like that. And back into the sell again, and Slide City, and still in the sell. Got a volatility signal back to back, but still in the sell. So that's the S&P 500. Now let's go look at it on a daily basis again. Right there, and you can see that pressure is on. I figured that maybe they challenge this low here, do something like that, kind of find a new little bottom. I think we're really close to a new bottom in it. We'll see. But again, we follow the math, and as we say, it's in a weekly sell. It's not giving us any strength signs. It's in the daily sell, and it's basically being lackadaisical. It's going sideways to nowhere. So the question is, will it get really moving here? I doubt it. Now the currency, the Tech 100, the Tech 100. Let's see. There's the S&P 500 right there. You see that pressure on it. Now here's the Tech 100. That's very interest rate sensitive because of the type of companies that are in it. And you can see the pressure on it, and we're getting some volatility signal, and it's not making the new low as the S&Ps. No, S&Ps are not making new lows either. So the Tech 100 is not making new lows, but they're putting pressure on it. But it's in that weekly sell now for 3 weeks. And when we go over and look at it on an intraday basis, like so, right there, you see it went into the sell, I guess you can say up in here. And we went into a buy. Did we go into a buy there? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Went into the buy there. Popped up a little bit back into the sell. And the sell has been in up until that point right there. Is it right there or right there? Right there, the buy. Ran up a little bit over that time period. Went into a sell again right there. Right there. Another good sell off to right here, and that's been a really horrible buy. And boy, the shadow is screaming. It was already rolling over, challenging the highs. But end result is that's where the trade is now. It's back in the still in the sell from here. How about that? Right there. It's still in the sell from this one. No, this one. It's in the sell from there. No, it went into the buy right there. Got out basically in the end result flush, and now we're back in the sell right there. That's what it is. So, and that's the interest rate probably. I mean, like I said, I saw 2-year bonds in the States now yielding 3.8%. 2 years. Matter of fact, someone was saying that the 90-day is yielding 3.25 or 22, something like that, back and forth. And that's not bad for 90 days. You get 3.25% or 3.20, 3.2%. I mean, either way, it's 3% is pretty good in a world where inflation is not taken serious anymore. So, bond traders are benefiting from playing around with these short-term rates. You got to figure because the stock market, I guess, we're looking at the Tech 100, and the Tech 100 is down about 20 some odd percent for the year. So it's a lot better to be making 3% than down 20%. Let's see. From there, where do we go from there? We go to the Dow Jones Industrial Average. There's the Dow. The Dow's down 70 points, 69 points right now. At Divine, 61 points, 64 points, 62 points, 65 points. See, it's just on that sloppy side there, and it's been in the daily sell since right there. Been an interesting slide. That was an interesting buy right there after 2 volatility signals, and it climbed to basically like right to there. Is that a plus? Are they pluses? They are zeros. That's a 0, and that is a minus. So that's the 4th one from the line. So right there. No, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your sell right there. And it's been in a sell since there. Let's take a look at it on a daily basis. There we are. And as you can see there, it is also doing the same thing as the other two. And it is trying. So why is that move? You got to move that over there like that. There we go. And so, it's let's put the line in there to daily sell right there. There we are. Let's put the daily buy in there too. Right there. There we go. Let's bring that over like so. In fact, let's give it a spin. There we are. Makes it look more organized there. And that's the action we're seeing there. So, again, I'm not looking for a lot of move after that big move. That's usually the way it goes. I mean, I could see us losing another 500 or 600 points on the Dow. That's about it. And then it will try to turn up. And where are we at on the Dow there? 31,100 basically. So maybe they'll go challenge the 30,000 area. Now you can see back, let's see, bring this down. You see back in June, that's where they based. They based on the 29th. Is that 29,600 area? And that's the big low to watch. All right, from there we'll go take a quick look at Bitcoin. Should be down a little bit. Just a little bit there. There you go. That's yesterday. Let's see where today is. There we are. Almost unchanged. Let's see what it looks like on the intraday. Intraday, it's up $25. Went into the sell there. Dropped $50 on that sell. It jumped into a buy there. It's already failing and falling apart and trying. Look at that whole $48 move. Boy, talk about putting stops in, huh? And that's pretty much it, traders. That is the action we're seeing. So, not much more. What should we call today? What kind of title should we say it? There's nothing really, I guess, markets waiting for, equity markets, financial markets. How about financial markets? Financial markets trapped range. How's that? Because that's what it really looks like in the end result. Trapped range. Trap. Did I spell it right? T-R-A. Trap? Financial markets trap range. Or should it be ED? I guess that's about the best way to look at it. And that's really where we're at. Even you can see it in the yen. The yen is trying to establish its range. Everything is trapped. They got that big slide a couple days ago, and what happens? It all looks the same. Now you can see here, U.S. markets are just opened, and you can see the charts ticking away now. They pushed the S&Ps down to about 20. Now they're down minus 18. Now minus 19, minus 17.75. Now, just kind of trying to do a little bouncing there, aren't they? So, that's where we're at the moment. Let's see if they go make a new low. There we are. Boy, it looks like that type of bottom thing. It's got that big cup and saucer thing going on. We are in a daily buy in the intraday now. Not a daily buy, I'm sorry. Intraday buy after a volatility signal. See how high it goes up. See what kind of buying they do. Or do they roll over? Looks like they're going to roll over. It was a short-lived move. Now it's going. It went into a daily sell, and it's lifting. And now we're back into a. No, we're still in a daily sell. Still in that sell. Ooh, nice sell. Down 20. They're going to go after the lows, I guess here. Interesting. Here we go again. Still in the sell. Let's see if we put that pressure on it one more time. I imagine like 48 would be the stop or something like that. Playing with it, just hit 48 and fell down to 47. And you can see here the S&Ps are just flirting around in a buy now. Now it's back into a sell. So this first couple minutes, they're just playing with the lows of the day. All right, traders, we're out of here. Catch you all tomorrow, same time, same channel. This is Doc from North America. Tomorrow will be TGIF, and we will see how they take this. Remember, oh, wait a minute. One more reminder. Storm, you out there? Tomorrow is triple witching. So, there's going to be some action to it. At the opening of tomorrow morning's market is the triple witching, which means that the index futures that we're looking at right now are expiring on the opening of trading. So they do their opening of trading and then they close them. And that is it. So that's where, we're going to get some noise out of it tomorrow, just that alone. Just that type of, I haven't seen any predictions. So we'll see. All right, this is Doc from North America saying arrivederci. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Boy, is this choppy. They've taken it down from 48 to 44. Just no real clear direction. They're lost. Later, traders.